Hello, colleagues at Farnham Rotary Club. This is Martin Charter. I'm the founder and chair of Farnham Repair Cafe, but also a professor of innovation and creativity at the University for the Creative Arts. I'm here really to talk to you today about Farnham Repair Cafe and repair cafes in general. So back in around 2014, I was at the Hanover Fair in Germany, and I heard, a very interesting presentation about repair cafes from the founder, Martin Posner, from the Netherlands. And at that stage, I thought, oh, this is interesting. I've been involved around sustainability since the late 80s, and I hadn't really come across repair cafes. So I thought, well, maybe we could actually partner with them and do some research into global repair cafes, which we did. And then sort of cutting a long story short, after running a conference around local repair and making initiatives, sort of grassroots innovation, I thought, well, maybe we could actually set up a repair cafe in Farnham. And we did. And we, partnered with a local small charity to set something up. And we did some pilots, and then we officially started in 2015. And essentially a repair cafe being a community workshop where citizens will bring products to be repaired. And essentially within the repair cafe, and the one that we organise in central Farnham, is we have a number of repair stations, covering electronics and electrical, mechanical, laptops, bicycles, clothing, and furniture. And we've also been pioneering the use of 3D printing to repair products, and we've applied that to a number of products before we went into lockdown. And what I would say is that we've had, tremendous interest through the years since we set up, significant engagement by citizens, and major engagement from repairers. And we've maybe over the years had 50 to 80 repairers involved, but that sort of pulls down to a sort of core group of repairers of about 20 to 25 that we'd be normally drawing upon or engaging with during, physical repair cafes. So just going a bit more macro again for a minute, we're now at a stage globally where there's about 2,100-ish repair cafes in the world, with the most being in Europe and the highest proportion being in the Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, but also growth in France. And before lockdown, we were seeing quite a lot of growth in the UK, and we indeed just before lockdown held the UK's first repair cafe conference, where we had the Mayor of Farnham opening up, and we had 80 plus attendees. That would have been higher, but for concerns over COVID. And really what was very clear was the interest throughout the country. So people came from the southwest of England, from the north, from the Midlands. So there was a lot of interest. And in subsequent webinars that we ran amongst repair cafes in the UK, we also found a lot of collaboration going on between the different repair cafes. So conventionally in a webinar, you'd have maybe a few people contributing in a good old chat box, but with the sessions we ran on managing repair cafes, we were having well over 100 chats going on with people trying to solve other people's challenges. So going back to the development of Farnham Repair Cafe, we didn't find our partnership with the local organisation was really working. So we decided that we would, after looking at various options, we decided to look at the charity option. And this was quite complicated in that there was no UK Repair Cafe set up as a charity. So we actually had to go into similar initiatives and make our case to the Charities Commission. And in a sense, you know, we set a precedent there. We're not the first repair cafe in the UK or the world that some people seem to think. We are, you know, we are very proactive and we are very unique, I think, from the 3 global repair cafes that we've either led or partnered in that we set up. One of the partners and collaborators is UCA and the Centre for Sustainable Design that I run. So it's run as a community initiative for citizens of Farnham, but we also collected a lot of data that we analyse, both for the point of view of monitoring our impact, but also to contribute to you know, research. So a number of papers or chapters have been developed and been more widely disseminated. And indeed, we were quoted in a UN publication, you know, around circular economy, and very much repair cafes could be argued as part of the circular economy. And indeed, the book that I've completed around designing for the circular economy, it really fits within the sort of definition of processes to retain value in economic and social systems for as long as possible. So effectively, through repair, we're extending the life of products, and you know, we're keeping them out of landfill. And so in 2017, we formalized as a charity with a board of trustees, a maiden board of trustees with tremendous skills, from a vice president of environment from a major transnational through to various entrepreneurs, particularly from the engineering sphere, and you know, a variety of others. But you know, what is clear, and you know, we're looking forward to being able to go back to it again, is you don't have repair cafes unless you have your repairers and your volunteers. So one of the things that we did, you know, in 2019 was we ran and organised a dinner for all our repairers. And what was great about that is pretty well all of our core repairers and their partners turned up for a dinner we organised. So that was great to see. So Farnham Repair Cafe is set up as a partnership and a collaboration with the UCA, with the town council, also the Spire Church. Although we're not religiously affiliated in that sense, they've been a tremendous partner, and they provide a fantastic venue for us. So where have we got to? You know, so prior to lockdown, we were running monthly sessions, and you know, I think one of the months prior to lockdown, the first lockdown, we'd had over 100 attendees, and attendees tend to be 55 plus, and they tend to be people who really don't like to throw stuff away. And some of them are people who are doing their own self-repairs. You know, they're looking at videos online and they're trying to repair stuff, and they come along to, you know, get a bit of advice. But primarily, people come along to work and collaborate with our repairers to get the products fixed or to get other forms of advice. And what we found through some research we did about 90 customers is that, yes, the main motivation to attend our repair cafe is to get a product repaired. And they would come out of the repair cafe in the majority of instances with a product repaired. But when they first come to the repair cafe, they don't really have such a strong idea about what it is. But when they attend and leave, they get this tremendous sense of the local community and local connection. So that social dimension is also very important, we found. And just in, I think, drawing things together is what we have done is we've adapted under COVID, and we have developed a Facebook advice service where we've had something between 70 and 80 interactions with customers who are posting questions. Our repairers will provide free advice. Again, I should say that all that we do is free and is based on donations. We also, on a wider basis, as part of the charitable focus and a link to UCA, is that we held 4 webinars to share knowledge to other repair cafes in the UK, but also that leaked out to people joining from Massachusetts and the Netherlands. But then we also spent a long time trying to develop a COVID-free or COVID-safe, I'd say, COVID-safe model, drop-off model, where effectively we moved all our booking systems online, and we restricted the number of attendees to the repair cafe, based on the, social distancing. And we ran 2 of these sessions, which were very successful. We were overbooked. Sadly, we could take a lot more people, but to comply with the, in effect, the regulations, we were only able to take, a limited number of people in the time that we had available. So that's worked very well, but we've faced the challenge of, we ran it in October, ready to as a pilot, worked very well, ready to run it in November. We couldn't run it. We ran it in December. We had it in December. We'd expanded the capacity, worked very well. January, February, now not being able to run anything, so we're ready again to run our our drop-off model again when we're able to. But obviously we want to get back to the physical processes which work so well, and I believe that when we come out of this pandemic, we're going to have a growth in interest with it as much as anything, because I believe we're now moved from a 4th to a 5th green consumer wave, and I think that community interaction is going to be a growing, a level of engagement for people when we're able to do it again. So just in closing, what have we achieved? Well, we've run 60 sessions. We've had over 3,000 visitors and customers, if you liked. We've repaired over 1,300 products. We've achieved a 66% repair rate, which, I still find very high, but it just shows with the right skills that are sitting there in the community, products can be repaired despite them not being designed for repairability or dismantleability. We've also diverted 3.8 tons potentially from landfill, which is around about 26 tons of carbon. And part of what we've also developed is a free online tool to help calculate the carbon emissions resulting from repairs. We also have a 98% satisfaction level, so people really enjoy coming along, getting their products repaired, learning stuff, and they learn not to put something into the recycling. A number of people learn not to put stuff into recycling, but to bring it along because products can be repaired. And I think the aspect that the majority of other repair cafes are not doing is we also monitor the opportunity cost of people not having to buy a new product. And this is particularly important for the older generations in the community. So as a result of extending the life of products to repair and people not having to buy a new product, we've saved citizens over £105,000 through repair. So that's we've had an impact environmentally, economically, and socially. And our mechanism to calculate this, because this was one of the questions from the chair, is essentially when you come in to the repair cafe, we'll book in the product in the sense the old face-to-face model. We'll take the details of the product, and then we'll weigh the product to then identify if it's successfully repaired, you know, how much diverted from landfill, CO2 reduction, etc. We also have short questionnaires to collect satisfaction levels and interest. And then again, my colleague will follow up and do research on eBay and other systems to find out the costs of having to buy a new product, so we can calculate that sort of economic savings. So in closing, I hope that's been of interest. You can find us on the web on frc.cfsd.org.uk or on Facebook, or you can email me, mcharter@uca.ac.uk. And we're always on the lookout, even in COVID, to make interactions with repairers, people who've got good, strong repair skills. And we're even sort of recruiting now in preparation. And we are going to be looking to run some online sessions for repairers to introduce people, get people connected, to share the knowledge. So I hope that was interesting, and please feel free to contact us. Thank you very much.